Hey guys, what is going on? This is Larknok 1 / AKW Addict. Today I'm bringing you guys a 42 kills and 8 deaths team deathmatch on Streets Prime. Okay. Anyways guys, take a moment to reflect on the past year, because if you are watching this the day this is uploaded, you've probably figured out by the title that today was Conduit 2's birthday, April 19th. So I was going to talk about the Conduit 2 community today, but because that would have gotten really depressing really quickly, today I'm going to be talking about how the first day of having Conduit 2 1 year ago went down. Some of you have heard an abridged story of this on Convoy HD's channel a long while ago. I uploaded that there. But today I'm going to get a lot more in depth and get pretty detailed, and it's a pretty interesting story, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. So, about this time last year, maybe a few days earlier, I was really hyped for Conduit 2. What I wanted to do was, the week leading up to Conduit 2, to get my sleeping schedule as screwed up as humanly possible. So the way I went about doing this was staying up later and later in the night, until 2 days before Conduit 2, I was going to bed at like 8 AM. So, the day before Conduit 2 was released, I actually live in a fairly famous historical place, Lexington, Massachusetts, that is. So there was actually a reenactment of the first battle of the American Revolution, you know, the shot heard around the world sort of thing, that happened the day before Conduit 2 was released, believe it or not. So the reenactment was at 4, 5, 6 in the morning, so I actually ended up pulling an all-nighter that night. I remember distinctly that I had like a 6-pack of Monster, and I drank 2 Monsters that night. It was the first time I had ever drank Monster. It was really the first time I've ever partook in any drinking of anything with tons of caffeine in it. And you know, I've never been big on coffee. I didn't like coffee. I still don't like coffee. But you know, that night was pretty awesome. Definitely the most fun I have ever had pulling an all-nighter. It was just so much. There was just so much awe and fun and excitement about it. I stayed up all night in sniper lobbies in Black Ops. That was actually the first time I ever tried sniping seriously in Black Ops, and that definitely led into Conduit 2 with the phase rifle. You know, I did pretty good for my first night. I remember being first, second place in some of these sniper lobbies in Black Ops. It was a fun experience. I can't remember if Simo was there, but Simo, if you were there, just remind me. So that morning at about 4 or 5, my dad drove me over to Lexington Center, and I walked out to the green. I watched the reenactment. I recorded it with my phone, but shucks. For the love of me, I can't text the video files on my phone to my email, because they're apparently too big. And I don't have the micro USB to connect it to my computer so I can get them online. You know, oh well, it was pretty cool. But with that out of the way, I had to get my caffeinated, excited ass to sleep at like 11 in the morning, which I eventually did with some effort. I ended up waking up at about 8, 9 p.m. that night. This was the night of the midnight release. And I took the last 2 to 3 hours to browse the Conduit portal, seeing who was excited, who was picking it up that night, the whole shebang of the community. I ended up playing about an hour of Conduit 1. One of the last hours I ever played. I don't remember playing Conduit 1 since. Before I loaded up into the car and drove on over to GameStop, there was actually a midnight release at GameStop for Conduit 2, because the same night that it came out, so did Portal 2. As well as a SOCOM and Mortal Kombat game. I don't remember which numbers of either. I think it might have been SOCOM 6 and Mortal Kombat 4. I don't know. That's just me guessing. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, as you can imagine, I was the only one there for Conduit 2, which was pretty funny when I went up to the lady at the register, and I told her I wanted a copy of Conduit 2. She said, right out loud, like, really? And I was all like, hell yeah, we and proud of it. I actually got that on my phone, too. A funny story, though, I recorded them, the same lady, laughing her ass off when I showed up to the midnight release of Modern Warfare 3 for the Wii. Yeah, I said, can I get the Wii edition? When they asked me a question, they were like, you want the Xbox PS3? I was like, Wii, bitch. And that was pretty funny. If I ever get a connection cord, I'll make sure to show you guys these videos. I mean, the GameStop ones are mostly audio, but it's pretty funny stuff. Anyways, I got home and I could not wait to get that party started. I popped that disc in and watched the opening background for the very first time. You know, the lightning and the oil rig was really beautiful the very first time I saw it. It gets old, but you know, it was so awesome the first time I saw it. So I got right into the campaign immediately, and let me tell you, I had been waiting to kick Adam's ass for quite a while, and I got right into that campaign. Some of the other guys on the Conduit portal wanted to ask how the controls were, how it handled, stuff like that. You know, I distinctly remember being challenged just a little bit with the crouch sprint mechanism. You know, they're both on the same button. That was confusing for like the first mission. I got over that after the oil rig. You know, at the time, I thought that was really annoying, but you know how that stuff kind of grows on you. So I went through the campaign in about 7 or 8 hours, which was my second all-nighter that week. I wasn't tired though, because I woke up at like I said, 8-9 p.m. I remember the boss battle with Lee being really challenging for me, which looking back was just like a silly little thing. But at the time, he was actually really hard, mostly because I thought you couldn't avoid his attack where he would suck you in and explode you out. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I could not beat that for like maybe 20 minutes. The other boss battle was that bothersome, but actually got me to practice my phase rifle for the very first time. And that was the first stage of the last boss battle with Adams. I didn't find out for at least maybe 10 minutes that you couldn't break the crystals. Sorry, that you'd have to break the crystals to get to him. And I thought that if you killed enough of his guys, the shields would go down. So I fought off his soldiers until all the alien test tube baby statues crumbled to dust, and did that probably twice until I realized what you actually had to do, which was, you know, just shoot the crystals. After that, I was fairly disappointed with how difficult his second stage in Agartha was. But, you know, that all got erased from my mind the second I saw the ending. The ending was epic. I remember people in the portal begging me to know what the ending was, and all I told them was, it's gonna be a doozy. It was epic the first time I saw it. I was like, what? My mind is full of F***K. Really, moments like that I just won't forget. Anyways, after that, it was about 7 or 8 in the morning, and I decided to hop onto the multiplayer. From my single-player McFoolery, I had acquired a phase rifle, and promptly made a class just for that in my very first multiplayer match. First of all, at 7, 8 in the morning of Conduit 2's release, there was like nobody online. It was so weird. So my first match ended up being on Whiteout, and it was just me and 3 other players. It was me and Young One Price on the red team, and 2 other guys on the blue team. I just thought that was like a weird coincidence that for my very first match, it was with Young One Price. It was a game of VIP, I believe. So a little while after that, I remember playing on Streets Prime for the very first time. I remember having played Conduit 1 Streets the night before, and I was looking forward to see how the new Streets looked. And let me tell you, for some reason or another, you know, this memory is a really strong one. I just remember Streets being so spacious the first time I saw it in Conduit 2. It was like so much brighter than the original Conduit Streets. It was like the 6 in the morning, break of sunrise equivalent of the old Streets. And I remember people trying to kill each other at long range with the Scar, spraying it on the first day. You know, everything about this, it was about the Scar on the first day. So many new players were going online, and it was just a wonderful experience. If you were there on the first day, it was great, wasn't it? I'm having a little bit of a nostalgia-gasm right here. But yeah, it was really fun playing on Streets for the very first time. I remember thinking that camping on the top of the rubble with the phase rifle was like the best strategy. In fact, I look back and I think that's so stupid. But you know, at the time, the game was just so new and it was just so interesting. That game, the first time you played it, was just wow. Conduit 2, really good game. Yeah, the first time I played on Agartha, though, it was just something else. A really, really fun time. You know, I didn't like the original Pentagon in Conduit 1, but Pentagon Prime and Conduit 2, that quickly became my favorite map. It still is, definitely my favorite map. Uh, Anyways, y'all, that's pretty much it for my nostalgiagasm. If you enjoyed this video, show that little green thumb some love. Favorite this video if you really liked it. As always, guys, subscribe if you want more. And that pretty much sums up this video. If you have any interesting stories to tell about the first time you picked up Conduit 2, I genuinely love to hear about it in the comment section. And I will see you guys later. Happy birthday, Conduit 2, and peace out, guys.